what is it, sphere. And you had like a sphere. With this sphere, two cylinders. Hey, what's up people? Yeah, today I figure I'm gonna show you my warm-up routine for traditional drawing. It's a really simple exercise to get you all stretched and ready to go. Doesn't take but a couple of minutes and it really makes a difference. So this is my traditional art warm-up drawing routine. So, alright, let's get into it. I like to use pens because I'm not timid with my strokes. So anyway, one simple exercise I do is drawing straight lines. So when you're drawing straight lines, you want to use your whole arm if possible. For example, if I just use like this, it's not as straight, but if I can use my whole arm while creating these lines, it's more of a controlled stroke. For the longest time when I was in art school, they would always say draw with your whole arm, and I didn't quite understand. And now, the older I get and the shakier my hand becomes, I understand. So usually I start with a series of lines. And if you notice, I'm trying to use my whole arm, trying to make them as even as possible. The good thing is it doesn't take my brain. I don't use my brain at all trying to do this. It's just draw lines, kind of zone out, and get it done. Alright, so from here, I want to practice my circles. So what I'm going to do is, what I'm trying to do to make it a controlled ellipse is I'm trying to make it in between these two lines. So what I do is I draw a lot of freehand ellipses. So what this is doing is giving, just working on my hand-eye coordination, making sure things are nice and neat, as good as you can get it. Will these always be perfect? No. It's warm-up. This is a time to make mistakes. See, look at that. I just goofed that one up there. But you're gonna want to try to make them as good as you can. And I'm trying to touch the tips, the tops and the sides of the previous circle. So you got an idea. So usually I'll do like 2 rows, and then I'll start changing up the ellipse. A little bit of a thinner ellipse. You can see these are totally whacked. So you can see I was drawing it that way. So what's actually probably a better way to draw it is to draw it from the side. Oh my god. As you can see, I am not warmed up at all. These circles look pretty whack, but it's okay. It doesn't matter who sees this. I mean it's for you. You're not trying to make this a finished piece of art. You could say it's like stretching. It's like stretching. It's stretching your mind, your hand, and you can technically say you've drawn something every day if you've done it. From here, I start making circles that go from thin to slowly a proper sphere. Say this is your horizon line, right? And you had like a sphere, right? And then the next angle would be here. Would this sphere be completely a circle? No. It would be a little bit squished because of the foreshortening. Now would the one next to it be a little bit more squished too? Slowly going until it's completely horizontal, and would basically be a line. So by doing this exercise, it kind of trains your brain into working on making spheres. Alright, let's do some. So we're going to start super thin, and then slowly get wider. Now these warm-ups really don't take a lot of time to do, but you kind of understand, you get the point. Are these pretty circles? No, they're not pretty circles. You know why? Because I suck. So from here, what I usually do is I draw some boxes. do some nice perspective boxes. Just warm up, I draw a couple. All I'm doing is I'm working on the building blocks of drawing, right? I'm not trying to draw a face, I'm not trying to draw anything cool. I'm just trying to draw boxes from all different angles just to warm me up. I usually just do a couple, not too many. This helps get me in the mood of working in 3D space. So what I do from here usually is then I do a perspective box, and we're gonna do a little bit of a in-between thing. So we're gonna go from straight forward, this is your vanishing point, to a box all the way directly on its side. So now one thing you'll notice is this part will slowly become larger the more it turns away from the vanishing point. I'm running out of room, so I'll just do another one here. So I slowly rotate the box, right? So it'll give you a good idea of how to visualize things in three-dimensional form. So for example, say we had like a guy floating in the air, right? Or, oh no, well, let's say we have a guy that it's a top-down perspective. Making these boxes helps because then you can kind of break the body up into its basic shapes. And because you've had all this wonderful practice making 3D boxes and things like that, you have a better grasp of three-dimensional space. So you can see how all this stuff it all kind of flows together and helps you create stuff. Usually where I go from here is I do like a organic shape, and I pretend that this is my vanishing line, and then I do some nice ellipses trying to show the 3D space. Does this make sense, people? I know it's super vague, but it gives you an idea of how this organic shape would actually go. Next, I start working on some textures, right? I do some hatching. Well, usually, if I can, I like to divide it into like 3 sections, right? And then we'll just do hatching on this one. Nothing crazy, just simple. So from there, I do the next kind of hatching is my personal favorite. It's kind of this random. The whole time we're just warming up. Usually just play some music. We're almost done with the warm-up, people. Something about doing these exercises just puts me in the right headspace before a drawing. It's simple to do. Helps keep you from being rusty. And then finally, I'll do little circles, all different sizes. And the trick is to make it look like it's balanced, even though you're working super small sometimes. Just filling up a page. It's easier to think of it as big, medium, and small. And we're just gonna fill up a page. And hopefully, now that I've done this, I'm ready to draw some stuff. You can see this doesn't take too much time. And you're not going into it drawing, super raw. But yeah, just filled up the page, so yeah, that's usually how I warm up before I draw for the day. If I can, I'll try to draw some cylinders because these are really important, especially when it comes to limbs. I already feel a lot better. A lot better. So, yeah, I hope this helps. So, yeah, that's my usual warm-up routine for traditional media. So, listen, if you like this, let me know. You want to see more little tips and tricks like this? Let me know. Remember to hit that, smash that like and subscribe button. Yeah. I should probably say some other things too, huh? I don't know. Anyway, cool. All right, let's move on.